Winter storm is dumping up to a foot of snow here in the New York metropolitan area. But inside sold-out Madison Square Garden, they're not talking about the snow. They're talking more about the heat. More specifically, the man who coaches them, the much-hyped, overhyped return of Pat Riley here in New York. Live from the Garden, UPN 33 proudly presents New York Knicks, Miami Heat, NBA basketball. And we're glad to have you with us on this snowy night in the Big Apple. Big game. Eric Reed along with the Hall of Famer, Dr. Jack Ramsey. And Coach, everybody knows Pat Riley used to coach here. Last 4 years, his Knicks averaged 56 wins a season, played in 1 NBA final, 2 Eastern Conference titles, and won the Atlantic Division 3 times. But he will be received with mixed emotions tonight.
It's amazing, Eric. Pat Riley did a magnificent job coaching these New York Knicks. And I think what bugs the fans is that Riley left of his own accord before they could either ride him out of town or management fired him. It would have been all right under those circumstances, but the fact that he left first, they don't like that.
Get over it, New York. And let's move on to the injury report for Miami, which, like the New York weather, is getting worse. And as we check our Mazda injury update, Danilovic goes on the injured list today. He'll miss at least the next 5 games. Mourning is still out. Billy Owens not quite ready. And Kevin Willis also will not dress or play tonight.
It's unfortunate that Coach Riley returns to New York without his full cast of players. The Heat need those guys. No question about it, Eric, especially Alonzo Mourning. He's the force at both ends of the floor.
And Doc, with 4 starters out, very difficult to win shorthanded. The Heat in their 4-game losing streak, simply not enough firepower.
Yes, and that's the problem, Eric, because the defense has maintained its level of excellence. They've done a terrific job, but you must score the ball, and the Heat haven't been able to do that.
The one bright note in this mudslide of injuries, the performance of Kurt Thomas, who has stepped up in a major way. He'll have to again tonight. He'll start opposite Charles Oakley.
He's the only big man threat that the Heat has inside. So Thomas is going to have to carry that load.
Well, you hear the mixed reaction here at Madison Square Garden. Pat Riley and his coaching staff have just stepped out onto the Madison Square Garden floor. A very interesting scene unfolding here at Madison Square Garden, and there are more cheers than boos.
I thought Coach Riley called for a 20-second timeout there.
I think it's been a favorable reaction, much to the surprise and delight of Pat Riley. Let's go right to our key matchup, brought to you by your South Florida Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Keith Askins did a monster job against Karl Malone in Utah the other night. He'll have to do it again tonight.
Coach Riley rated Askins' performance the equivalent of a 50-point game. Mason's going to have his hands full, Eric.
Let's go to the other end of courtside to our colleague Dave Lamont.
Thanks, Eric. Good to be with the traveling squad. Coming up on our special Heineken halftime report right here from MSG. We'll have a conversation with the Vice President of Basketball Operations for the NBA, Rod Thorne. And, of course, we'll take you through the first half highlights. We're going to take a break and get you ready for an emotional evening of basketball from the Garden right here on UPN 33.
First off, they've got to control Patrick Ewing and Anthony Mason. These 2 big guys are playing up a storm. Ewing, who leads the Knicks in career steals, gets one there and scores on a slammer. And then Ewing at the low post is as good as ever. Jumper, good for the goal and a free throw to go with it. Mason is having a career year, both off the boards, 9.5 a game, and to score it, he's getting almost 15 a game and also dealing out just under 5 assists. Mason and Ewing keep those 2 guys under wrap. The Heat must score inside. It would be nice if they had Billy Owens and Kevin Willis. Look what Owens can do at the low post with those spinners off the glass. And Willis, you know what he can do, a power game inside. Kevin Willis can whirl it and score it. But neither guy plays tonight. So it's going to be Kurt Thomas who carries the load. Can he do it? The Heat have to find a way to get him to score. And finally, the Heat must play with emotional control. This game has had tremendous hype here in the big city. More so than when the Pope was here in October. The Heat have to play under control. Riley's players want to win this one for him, but they've got to keep it under wraps. And those are your Toyota keys to the game.
Moment has hit everybody in this game so far.
The 141st consecutive sellout.
Nice pinball.
Danny Shays off the Coles bullet puts the Heat in front 2-0.
Danny Shays just back cut Patrick Ewing. Ewing watching the ball, didn't see him. Bimbo Coles with a nice scoring pass.
Full house despite the bad weather. 19,763 for the much ballyhooed return of Pat Riley to New York. Mason, no. Oakley, no. Rebound. Harper out of the corner. And Askins runs down the rebound, and the Knicks have missed their first 5 shots here in the quarter.
Both teams almost like they're walking on eggs out there. They're so anxious to get something going.
Kurt Thomas playing with so much confidence and poise. He squares up for the jumper over Ewing.
Eric, the NBA has not come to assess Kurt Thomas's game. So he's shooting that face-up jumper over everybody so far in the early season.
3 minutes in, Miami off to a 4-0 lead, and Shays goes down. This time Starks able to break out. Starks all the way. Good if it goes. Gives it a good look. Askins for 3. Got it!
Oh, that was good. Nice look by Danny Shays, who had a 15-footer of his
chance. This is Harper, finds the seam, misses the bucket, and an offensive foul on Derek Harper. He ran right over the top of Stacey King. So the Pat Riley trademark defense still at Madison Square Garden, but with the road team.
Take a look. This is Harper. He has a full head of steam. Oh, I think Stacey King turned his shoulder into him.
Second foul on Harper. Don Nelson agrees.
Yeah.
You look at the best of the defense. The Heaters second in scoring defense, 4th best in field goal percentage defense. Miami's field goal percentage.
Drive by Starks. Starks a very good defender, but he has that herky-jerky knack of posting up that he's using to good advantage.
Knicks got off to the 9-0 lead. Again, they lead by 9, but it's short-lived. John Starks, one of the game's premier three-point shooters, gets on the board with his first bucket tonight, and it was a 3. So the Heat lead down to 6 with 2:22 to go in the first quarter. And again, Campbell against Starks. Starks takes the over Ewing. And the rebound down to the Oakman, his 4th board of the first quarter. Ward all the way. Oh my! Over the top of Askins. Another offensive foul against New York. The take charge guys for Miami.
Charlie Ward has the seam, but there's Keith Askins right in his path. Good call, because Askins had both feet on the floor. Another look at the same play. Askins. Yes, that's good position, folks.
Okay, so whiplash. Bring your snowshoes to Manhattan. The snow falling heavily outside, and the defense at center stage in. Ewing keeps it alive. Oof. Over Stacey King. Patrick Ewing now leading the Knicks with 6.
Ewing
19-13. And the Garden all of a sudden is awfully quiet. Hubert Davis again in a pack of Heat defenders. That's got to be the.
I tell you, Pat Riley has to be delighted with this. That's great. That's just great defense that the Heat is showing. Plugging the lane. The Knicks driving hard to the hoop are creating.
The Knicks are down by 6. Anthony Mason just 1 point so far. Smith, quick move, blocked by Askins, but a foul. And it goes on Kurt Thomas, and that is number 2 on Thomas. What a block from behind by Askins.
Keith Askins gave it a terrific effort. Thomas
behind their coach. That should be an offensive goaltend. Ewing had his hands on it in the cylinder. See who they give the credit to the bucket to.
I think it's Ewing, or he stuffed that down hard. Came from about the free throw line, high in the air.
So 8 for Ewing. Askins threw it away. Changed his mind in midair. Charlie Ward deals it left for Davis. He fires and hits. Hubert, the 4th-year guard out of North Carolina, with his first hoop. He averages 7 a game. 4-point Miami lead, 8 1/4 to play in the second period. From New York, it's been a good one so far. Thomas blows by Mason, then lost the ball, but he was fouled.
Yes.
Good quick move by Kurt Thomas, who had.
Kurt Thomas going to face up to Anthony Mason right there. A little pump fake. Mason bites, swipes at the ball, and rips Thomas. Watch this. Right there on the arm, and Thomas at the line for 2.
Here's guarding Hubert Davis. He fires up the jumper and connects again. A long two for Hubert. His second hoop. The Knicks are warming up. They are within 3 of Miami.
He shot that right in Pete Myers' face. It wasn't that Myers gave him a lot of room to shoot it.
Thomas working against Smith. Quick release. Rebounded Charlie Ward, who's getting extended minutes here in the second quarter. And Hubert Davis, he was in, but he gave it off to Thomas. Shays blocked by Ewing, and here he goes.
Watch out. Slammer. Patrick Ewing. He got Danny Shea's jumper in the air. Chased it down and got his score.
10 points for Patrick. The Heat need a timeout. The Knicks on an 8-1 run are within 1. And for the first time tonight.
The chase. He takes it to the hoop. And the crusher, Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing with 10 points tonight. One of the all-time great New York Knicks. Their career leader in points, blocks, steals, and games played. And he trails only Willis Reed as the second best Knick rebounder of all time.
He'll catch him before the season's over.
Here's away. Danny Shays lumbering in for the rebound. Gamble open. King on the tip. Davis runs it down for the Knicks. Coming right at Rencher. Oakley for Ward. And the Knicks take their first lead on Charlie Ward's basket.
A good play by Charles Oakley that time. Oakley struggled through that first period, but he made a big play there.
The Knicks on a 10-1 run. 5:40 left in the second. Stacey King for Shays. Knocked away, and again it's Hubert Davis. Charles Smith, stutter step move. He was fouled by Kevin Gamble. And Steam. King went down. Grandison with a steal. Rencher another chance to finish. It's the dunk. But a foul by Charles Smith.
I thought Charles Smith made a big effort play. Looked like he swiped the ball clean. Let's watch it again. There's Rencher out in front. Here comes Smith. Does he get him? Looked like a good block to me, folks.
And a chance to talk with Terrence Rencher's collegiate coach, Tom Penders from the University of Texas this afternoon. He had nothing but great things to say about Terrence Rencher, one of the harder working players Penders coached at the University of Texas. Terrence getting 1 out of 2. Miami in front by 1. Just under 4 minutes to go in this first half. Harper's been quiet. Just a 3-point field goal to show for his efforts. Stacey King picks up his 3rd foul. Scoreless games. And here on UPN 33, we are tied at 33. And another Knick garden littered with celebrities again. Mel Gibson sitting courtside. William Baldwin, who hails from most of their fun before the game tipped off. Starks with a steal from Rencher. Starks bumped by Coles, no call. And the rebound won by Oakley. Minute to go in this first half. The Knicks 35, the Heat 33. Harper flips it out to Starks. And Starks fouled by Grandison, and the Knicks.
Isolation.
7 to shoot. Here comes Starks on the spin.
Pretty nice.
Beautiful move. 7 for Starks, and the Knicks by 6. Grandison for 3. And that's how the first half ends with 6 straight. We had hoped to show you, and Rick Rayford in the truck has the tape, and here it is right before the game. The embrace from Harper and Starks, which drew mixed reactions here in New York, but I can guarantee you that warmed the heart of Pat Riley to see 3 of his former star players in New York recognize what he means to them.
Oh, I'm sure Pat Riley really felt an emotional surge on that one, Eric, because those were his 3 main guys.
And when you think about it, Jack, the 90-91 season, New York went 39-43 under Stu Jackson and then John McLeod. Pat Riley took over the following season and took that 39-win team to 51 games in the win column, and in those 4 seasons the Knicks averaged 56 wins, 3 Atlantic Division titles, went to the Eastern Conference Final twice, and of course lost to Houston in that great 7-game championship series in 1993. But a tremendous job by Pat Riley re-energizing this Knick organization in his 4 years here.
Well, that's why I thought, and there were a number of people, Eric, the fans that I talked to pre-game, many of them said, we're going to give the coach a standing ovation, and they did, but it was drowned out by the negative, louder catcallers from the top rows of the balcony.
And the important thing for Heat fans to keep in mind, this the first of 4 meetings this year, and hopefully in the 3 remaining matchups the Heat will have their full group. Harper, as the second half gets underway, misses.
And Danny Shea stepping up to spoil that shot. Very important, I think, Eric, that the Heat get off to something positive in their offense right now. They need some early period scores. We're going to try and get one of the wing guys open.
Haskins, Gamble, Thomas, Shays, and Coles for Miami.
Too much time. They got to shoot it.
Gamble gets it off as the buzzer rings out, and Ewing reels in his 7th rebound. Harper, Starks, Mason, Oakley, and Ewing for the Knicks. This is Mason, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Nice dish for Charles Oakley, who scores his first field goal of the game. He has 4 points, and the Knicks have now scored the last 8 in this game. So New York has opened up an 8-point lead. Floor is open as Haskins fires over Mason, and the rebound again to Ewing. Coles took it away. And Ewing grabs another rebound. Starks measures a 3 and hits.
Timeout. Pat Riley wants a 22nd, and that's a good timeout to stop this surge. The Knicks on a big run.
Well, 11 straight points dating back to the second quarter for New York, and an 11-point lead as well for the Knicks, with 10.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. By the way, on that Knick bench is Jeff Van Gundy, who was the ace assistant to Pat Riley for 4 years in New York. And interesting sidebar, because Jeff Van Gundy's brother, Stan, is now Pat Riley's assistant in New York. So a family affair for the Van Gundys tonight.
Well, I think that's exactly why Stan is Pat's assistant now, because Pat really admired the work that Jeff did and wanted to continue that line. Stan can do the same kind of work that Jeff did.
I think Jeff Van Gundy is the best assistant coach in the NBA that people are not aware of. A lot of high-profile assistants in the league, and he should be mentioned there with them. Kurt Thomas got off to a good start, has quieted down since. By the way, Ewing now has 10 rebounds to go along with 10 points. Lob to Oakley, and Charles Oakley was fouled. Oakley off the Ewing feed, and Charles Oakley with a couple of buckets here in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter.
The Heat has double-teamed post guys on the last 2 occasions and gotten hurt on both of them.
A 13-point Knick lead and a 13-0 Knick blitz. Coles got deep. Haskins missing the tip, and right now lit on the bucket for Miami.
Mason wants one-on-one. He wants to drive it.
Against Thomas with help. 6 to shoot. Starks, book it. A 3 for Starks, his 3rd tonight. And John has 13.
Excellent ball movement by the Knicks, in particular Charles Oakley, who gave up a shot of his own to give it to Starks.
Of course, Starks is the Knicks' all-time leader in 3-point field goals. John came into tonight's game with 607, so he's up to 610 in his career behind the arc. Covered by Ewing. This is Starks.
When Don Nelson protested.
Mason in a Miami vice, able to get it up and in. Shot clock at 10. Ewing for 3. And the rebound to Thomas, who now has 7 boards to match. Ewing. He's so tough when he turns that way. 14 tonight for Patrick. And again, New York equaling their largest lead at 15. Under 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Kurt Thomas. Oh boy, what?
They wouldn't have won that total that they did without Charles Oakley.
Pick and roll. Thomas again, the soft touch for Kurt Thomas, who has 18 points, 11 of them here in the third quarter.
Heat creeping back in, trailed now by 11.
Got to admire the effort tonight for the shorthanded Heat, playing without Mourning, Willis, Owens, and Danilovich.
They just are doing such an outstanding defensive job.
2 on the shot clock, and Mason able to get the bucket after a stellar defensive effort by Miami falls short. The Knicks with a 13-point lead.
Screen and roll action. Danny Shays and Bimbo Coles.
Thomas driving on Charles Smith. It popped out. Shays with the answer and the foul.
Take that deal. I hope it turns out that way for him.
Starks Payton change. Ronnie Grandison in. Stacey King goes to the bench. Under 4 seconds to go in the third. Miami hoping to get this lead under double figures.
Pat Riley matching up with the Knick personnel on the floor. Knicks have all small guys except Mason, who can also put it on the floor and create a play. Let's see what happens. This has to happen quickly.
Miami down by 9. Mason for Harper. Good if it goes. A 3 for Derek Harper right in front of his old coach. The Heat had cut it to 8 for the Knicks. They can't find a good shot. Smith with an offensive foul.
Charge. Hear their boos.
Here comes Harper. Knicks trying to beat the Heat defense. And Charlie Ward draws the foul on Kurt Thomas.
Good play by Derek Harper, who looked as if he's going all the way to the hoop, fakes a behind the backer, and then throws a strike to Charlie Ward. Watch it. Fake back behind the back pass, gives the straightforward pass. Ward with the catch, strong finish, and Pat Riley says, timeout.
Nice job by Charlie Ward. Made the All-Star team twice as a member of the Knicks.
Bob McAdoo played for a lot of them. Oh boy.
Oh, from Mason, Ewing with the jam.
Oh, that was a great play, both by the passer, Anthony Mason, and the catcher and stopper, Patrick Ewing. Excellent execution.
18 for Ewing, 10-0 run for New York. Opened it up to a 19-point lead. Mel Gibson, one of the many celebrities in attendance tonight, along with Tom Brokaw, Peter Falk, Spike Lee, and countless others. Even the non-celebrities look like celebrities here. You see the shooting percentage for the Heat at 28%. Try as they might, the Heat can't find the bottom of the well. 6 on the shot clock. Gamble steps back. And Kevin Gamble still without a point since the first quarter. Ward for Mason. Askins with a hard foul. Mason looking back quickly. Not a flagrant, just a hard foul by Keith Askins. 24 from the field. Davis. For Williams and Shays going against one another, a pair of 15-year NBA vets. And Herb Williams connects. Herb Williams scoring just his 4th point of the season. A little-used player under Don Nelson.
Yeah, he's not getting any playing time at all, but he can knock down that face-the-basket jump shot.
Hubert Davis picking up the... Charlie Ward with a deep 3. So Ward connects on the bomb. Charlie's 3rd three-pointer of the year. He's got 8 points tonight.
I say again, Eric, I like Charlie Ward. Given the minutes, he's going to do good things for Don Nelson.
LeRon Ellis gathers himself and scores inside. First hoop tonight for Ellis, the 3rd-year man out of Syracuse. But the lead is 18 and the time left under a minute. I wonder what these New Yorkers will come up with next to attach their angst to. Hubert Davis.
Oh, again.
A triple out of the right corner for Hubert. He's got 9. There's our Southwest player of the game. Heat rookie Kurt Thomas, who continues his ascent. Renter on the drive for 2. Another strong outing, Jack, for Kurt Thomas in his last 6 games, averaging better than 18 points a night. And this is the silver lining in these gray clouds of the injury haze Miami is under. When they come back, it'll be a better club, largely because of Kurt Thomas's emergence.
Well, Kurt Thomas has earned a place in the big man rotation, Eric. He probably won't be a starter. I'm sure he won't be a starter when everybody gets back. But he is a guy who has shown he'll give you reliable minutes playing either of the forward positions. And every coach likes that. And I think Coach Riley is ready to give him that time.
Terrence Renter with 5 points. We wind down with the Knicks leading by 19. They will hear it from the home crowd as Ward comes in and is fouled. Stacey King and LeRon Ellis both there, but it goes against King. Just under 7 seconds to play as Pat Riley and Herb Williams exchange a few words. And I would think that this night is bad for Coach Riley as he might have feared.
Well, I'm sure he thought about it a lot, Eric. But you're right. And once it's over, it's over. Let these fans have all they want to say. You can't do anything about it anyway.
Well, Pat Riley and the Heat will be back here at the Garden January 29th. The Heat host the Knicks twice. January 24th at Miami, April 13th at Miami. And those 3 games, we can promise, will be closer than tonight.
And no matter what they say, Eric, they cannot diminish the job that Pat Riley did here, nor what he's going to do for the Miami Heat.
Well, Terrence Renter's bucket counts. The Knicks go to the dressing room with a 19-point win. For Miami, last 2 games,